All right, let's jump right in. In this explainer, we're going to crack open the ideas from the book Master Your Time. We're not just talking theory here. We're talking about real practical strategies you can start using like today. The whole point is simple, really, to help you finally feel in control of your schedule and, more importantly, your focus.
So, let me ask you, ever have that feeling, where 24 hours just doesn't seem like enough? It's that sinking feeling that the clock is working against you. The day's over, and you look back and realize you haven't even touched the things that really matter. You've been putting stuff off, falling into that classic procrastination trap. Well, guess what? You're definitely not alone in feeling that way, and there is a way out.
All right, so first things first, let's figure out what's really going on. We need to diagnose the actual problem. And here's the big aha moment from the book. The issue isn't really a lack of time. I know it feels like it, but it's not. It's all about how you're managing your focus, and this is key, your energy.
I mean, think about it. Every single day, you're standing at a crossroads. On one path, you've got meaningful work, reading something that expands your mind, learning a new skill, chipping away at that big, important project. And on the other path, all those trivial things. Binge watching that show, endlessly scrolling through your phone, just putting things off. It is so easy to get sucked down that second path, right? You tell yourself, okay, just one more episode, and bam, 3 hours are gone. Poof. The whole game is just recognizing that choice in the moment and making a conscious decision to steer toward the stuff that actually matters.
We beat ourselves up about procrastinating, but here's the thing. It's not some deep character flaw. It's a symptom. It's like a check engine light for your productivity, and it's usually pointing to one of these 4 things. Maybe the task is just fuzzy. You don't know where to start. Or, and this is a big one, you're waiting around for motivation to just magically appear. But it doesn't work that way. Action comes first, and that's what creates motivation. Or hey, maybe you're just plain overwhelmed by it all. The second you can pinpoint the real reason you're hitting the brakes, that's when you can actually start to fix it. Okay, so before we get into all the cool tools and strategies, we have to talk about something more fundamental. It's a mindset shift. We've got to completely change our relationship with time. It's about going from feeling like its victim to being the one in the driver's seat. Think about it. Our brains are like little time machines, right? We're constantly zipping back to the past, getting stuck on old mistakes, stewing in regret, or we're blasting off into the future, getting all anxious about what might go wrong. But here's the catch. All of your power, your ability to actually do something, to change things, to create, it only exists in one place. And that's right here, right now, in the present. That's where the magic really happens.
So, okay, be in the present. That sounds great, but how do you actually do it? Well, here's a really powerful concept from the book Think of Today as a micro-life. See it as a complete, tiny life all on its own. At the end of the day, you can ask yourself, if this single day was my whole life, would I be proud of how I spent it? It's a game changer, because when you start stacking up meaningful, challenging days, you're automatically building a meaningful life.
And this quote is a punch in the gut, in the best way possible. When we say, I don't have time, what we're really saying is, it's not important enough to me. Oof. Try this for a week. Instead of saying, I don't have time, say, I'm choosing not to make that a priority. It completely reframes it, doesn't it? It forces you to take ownership of where your time is actually going.
All right, now that we've got our mindset straight, let's get to the fun stuff. The Toolkit. These aren't just about managing time. These are strategies designed to actually multiply it. Yeah, you heard me right.
And it all kicks off with what the author calls a mastery mindset. The instrument analogy is perfect. You don't just pick up a guitar and shred, right? First, you have to master repetition, practicing those boring scales over and over until they're second nature. Then you master the fundamentals, like the basic chords and music theory. That's your foundation. And finally, you have to always be ready to learn more, to keep growing. That's the real path to getting great at anything.
So how do we multiply time? Here are 4 powerful ways to stop trading your life hour by hour for progress. Number 1, seek help. Stop being a hero and trying to do it all yourself. 2, think smart. Why start from zero when you can watch a tutorial or hire a coach to shave months off your learning curve? 3, sharpen the saw. Always be improving the skills you already have. And 4, use money to buy back your time. Paying for a tool or a service that saves you, say, 5 hours a week, that's probably the best investment you'll ever make.
Now here is a super concrete tactic you can use. Got a big goal? Something that feels kind of intimidating? Don't give yourself an endless timeline. Give yourself 90 days. Why 90? Because it's this perfect sweet spot. It's long enough to see some serious, tangible results, but it's short enough to light a fire under you, to create that urgency that kills procrastination. Seriously, a focused 90-day sprint can absolutely change the game for you.
And all of this, it leads us to the final and honestly, the most powerful idea in this whole explainer. We've been talking all about time, right? But here's the big secret, the fundamental truth. You can't actually control time. It just goes. What you can control is your focus, and that is the ultimate multiplier.
This is where the famous 80-20 principle comes in. You've probably heard of it. It's a simple idea that in almost anything, a tiny chunk of your effort, like 20%, is responsible for the vast majority of your results, like 80%. Just think about your own work for a second. What are the 2 or 3 things you do that create almost all of the value? That's your 20%. And the secret to being insanely productive isn't about doing more stuff. It's about ruthlessly identifying that 20% and doing more of that.
And the absolute peak of that focus, well, it has a name. It's called a flow state. You know this feeling. It's when the rest of the world just fades into the background. You're so completely absorbed in what you're doing that you lose all track of time. Hours feel like minutes. The work feels almost effortless, and you're operating at your absolute peak. It's not just about getting things done faster. It's about finding real joy and immersion in the process.
So how do you get into this magical state? The key thing to remember is that flow doesn't just happen by accident. You have to engineer it. You literally build a fortress of focus around yourself. This means having a rock-solid daily routine. It means having a trigger, like a 5-minute meditation or putting on a specific playlist that tells your brain, okay, it's go time. It means you have to be ruthless about eliminating distractions. I'm talking phone in another room, notifications off, door closed. And when you work at the same time and in the same place every day, you're training your brain to drop into that flow state almost on command.
Look, if you take away just one single thing from all of this, let it be this right here. We've gone through procrastination, mindsets, toolkits, but it all boils down to one simple central truth. You cannot control time. It's just not possible. But you absolutely can control your focus. And that, right there, is where all of your power is.
So I'm going to leave you with a question, a challenge, really. Take a look at your to-do list for today. I'm serious, pull it up if you can. What is the 20% action on that list that's going to get you 80% of your desired results? What's the one thing that truly moves the needle? Find it, and then go do that thing first.